receiver. There's nobody like him. You've never seen anybody like Jesus. You've never met anybody like him.
The views, opinions, positions, or strategies expressed on WLAF TV 12 do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
There's been some letters go out for folks in Campbell County about the plan that they have not being available for them next year. And basically Medicare is pulling that plan out of these three counties for this next year. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but it does affect a lot of people. And what I can do is I can help you understand what those plans are and how they might work for you, what their options are. That's all I ever do is come to the table with more than one company. I'm an independent agent, and so I don't have to say take one or the other.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to Husqvarna.com for more information.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Linda Kilgore, State Farm.
State Farm agent Linda Kilgore is driven to save you money on your home, auto, and life insurance.
Hi, my name is Linda Kilgore. I'm a State Farm agent in Jacksboro, Tennessee. I have 32 years insurance experience. I have been here in Campbell County for about 21 years. We offer auto, homeowners, life, health, banking, and mutual funds. Come by and let us give you a quote. Doesn't cost you anything. We can answer all your questions and choose the coverage that's right for you.
Or see State Farm agent Ann Gwen Love.
If you need rental insurance, stop by and see me at Linda Kilgore State Farm.
For all your insurance needs, see State Farm agent Linda Kilgore in Jacksboro across from Walmart, 423-566-5000, 566-5000.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Campbell County Issues. Tonight's show is also being brought to you by True Value Homes. True Value Homes in Huntsville, Tennessee, at Highway 63 and 27. Folks, Keith Klothfelder has a deal for you. You got property, you got a down payment, you can get into a home. And I wish that was been that way whenever I was a young man, because I had to wait for quite a while.
Wasn't that easy, was it?
No.
Wasn't as easy as what Keith makes it.
No, he's made it easy for you folks. And also, runs indoor flea market. Now folks, the UGG boots, the I guess North Face rain jackets and jackets. He's got all kinds. He has, if you like antiques, and it's not like this any other place you go. He has it clean. He has it priced. You know what it is when you go in there. And
there'll be a couple of things in there you ain't got no idea somebody ever created these things, but there's something that you'll want to take home.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at I've looked at some of the things and I think, how did somebody think to create that? But it's neat. You want to take it home, you know.
And at one time I went in there and he had this. I guess I don't know where it would be. Marble or if it's ceramics or what, and this table and these stools and everything went with it. And I said, how much is that, Ron? He said, well, being it don't have all the chairs or stools or whatever with it, that's just $1,500.
$1,500.
I said, what? God, what?
I remember the strangest thing I saw down there, RL. I think it was an end table, but it was a light bulb, or just a regular light bulb. It was big as me and you. I mean, this thing was huge.
Yeah.
And I thought, why would somebody create that? But it's just something that you think, I can see somebody putting that in their house. And it was an end table. It was a light. It really was. It was the light.
Yeah.
It was a crazy looking thing. I'm thinking, how do you find something like that? He goes and gets some stuff.
Yes, he does.
I don't know where he goes and gets stuff at, but he goes and gets it.
And they bring it to him too.
Yeah.
But anyway, folks, in Tennessee Outdoors out over there, when you go in, you tell them that RL sent you, but because I know he does the commercial here, but one of the things about it, if you are going hunting or if you're going, especially if you're going deer hunting now the bear hunting season's over, and they killed 20 or 30 bears in Scott County this year.
And they killed that huge one at first of the year, didn't they?
500
some pounds. Yeah.
515 pounds.
It was a state record. Wasn't it a state record?
I don't know. It was. They said it could be. Yeah, it was.
Never got verified. I hadn't heard any more about it.
It was never verified.
It was huge.
It was 515 pounds. And the thing about it is, he killed it with a bow, and they don't have rifle hunting for them yet. And there's an 8-year-old kid killed one that's over 300 pounds. 8-year-old with a bow. I don't want to get close to that.
I ain't getting close enough to shoot it with a bow.
Me either.
Ain't no way I'm getting close enough.
No.
And I'm thinking, if I miss, I can't outrun that bear. You know what the old saying though is, or if me and you was out hunting, I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you.
That's right. That'd be a heck of a contest between those two, Patty.
If I have knocked you down, you're going down.
Okay, folks. But anyway, I asked Jerry because he went to the meeting today, and I had talked to Bob Fannin, and the deal with the senior citizens. I guess the problem is there, and I know that there's a few misunderstandings and this and that. And I wanted the Jerry to come in and give you all an update on what happened, and any other thing that he and I could argue about for about 15 or 20 minutes.
We can argue.
Because he's...
I'm going to stay about 30, 45 minutes at the most. I've got somewhere I've got to be at 9 o'clock.
Well, so anyway, I'll just shut up and let you give us an update, and then like I say, I want to start arguing with
And
you.
if anybody was at the meeting and you want to call and verify what I say or tell something different than what I say, we'll discuss it. It was really, my words, was much ado about nothing, except for Lurley Murphy's attorney, Sal Barcelona, walked in, and she trailed in behind him, and that Mr. Bruce Burkett came in behind her. One of the ladies, I think it was that Charlotte, jumped up and made a beeline right over there and told the attorney they can't come in. So they had to go. They left. They didn't leave, but they went outside the building.
Okay.
But I mean, she just right away.
Miss Murphy had to go outside.
Miss Murphy and Burkett, Bruce Burkett. He's kicked out too.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a new name to me.
Told them they have to go. Both of them have to go. Okay. So, and the attorney come in and he sat down with me and Mr. Slusher were there. There was the board members, which there's 14, 15, 16 of them. All of them were there, but I think 2. And there were probably about 40 people there, besides the board members, 35 to 40 people that sitting around. They had a decent crowd for this. But Mr. Barcelona, Lurley Murphy's attorney, came over and sat down with me and Mr. Slusher. So we had a little bit of discussions, and I emailed him some documents I had on the deed to the building. I have a copy of the deed to the building. I have a copy of their first charter. So I sent him some information. This is not going to be a secret because he made it very clear before he left there he is going to file a lawsuit.
Okay. He
made it very clear. Miss Murphy's daughter-in-law came in and looked at him and said, what happened here? And he said, they've left me no choice. I've got no choice but to file a lawsuit. He said, I really didn't want to file a lawsuit because it's going to cost them a bunch of money, win or lose. It's going to cost them a bunch of money to hire an attorney and the process they got to go through and all that. So he said, I'm going to have to file a lawsuit. And she said, that's wonderful. And then Miss Murphy she was in her car across the street when I left, and she waved me to go. I went over to talk to her, and I said, are you willing to pay for and go through the process of filing a lawsuit? She said, absolutely yes. Okay. No question about it. So I would expect a lawsuit probably within the next 3 or 4. I don't know the time frame. He didn't discuss it. I'm just guessing within the next 3 or 4 weeks a lawsuit will be filed.
Okay. And what do they hope to achieve?
All she wants to be is allowed to come back in. She don't want any money. She don't want anything. All she wants to be is allowed to come back to the facility. That's all she wants.
Okay. Now, I've heard some...
Mr. Burkett, too. He told me that's all he wants is to be allowed to come back.
Okay. Now, I've heard some different stories about this and about that. I think at Hazel Valley is one. It might have been. He called here on the show and said that the board members actually voted for who could sit on the board.
That's part of their bylaws.
But that's not actually the truth, is it?
No, that's on their bylaws.
But what do they not? Supposedly the members actually can they nominate.
They can nominate,
and they also vote. But they can only
no. The members have no voting authority whatsoever. None.
Now that's somebody has misled me on that one because they say that the members can vote, but they can only vote one time. They can write down and they have to.
I wish I had the bylaws.
They have to write their name.
I've got a copy of the bylaws.
They can vote one time and then
I think they can vote on the nominations.
They vote on who's nominated.
And then there's so many nominees. Let's say you had 15 people. I'm not sure about this, but as far as being appointed to the board, only the board members get to vote on who gets voted to the board.
Not necessarily vote. But let's just say that
they make nominations.
Yeah.
They're not voting. They get to make nominations, and they have to sign that when they make a nomination.
Right.
Is my understanding. But I do know for a fact, I've read the bylaws, only the board members are allowed to vote who goes on the board.
Because what they do is they take, let's just say there's 3 people that has been nominated for the board.
Yeah.
And they, all the members can vote, but they can only vote one time. And the top 1 or 2 or 3, if it's just 2, then they go and once those votes are counted,
yeah,
then the board can actually choose whichever one they want to.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I'm not.
So it's not just that the board just goes out here and they pick out one person that's sitting in the or that's a member, but the members actually choose who they would like to sit on the board, but the final vote goes to the board.
I'll bring. I've got a copy of the bylaws, folks. I'll bring those with me Wednesday night. And sorry I didn't bring them tonight. I didn't know I was gonna, or I wasn't planning on being here. And I took the power cord to the phone home with me to do something to fix it, and I had to bring it back up here.
Hello.
How you doing, Ariel, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, that's good. You know, my mom, she's 81 years old. She listens to you every week.
I tell her well, what's her name, and I'll say hi.
Agnes Wallace.
Agnes Wallace.
Agnes Wallace.
Well, thank you for watching.
My dad used to listen to you all the time when you was on there.
Oh, okay.
You're a good fella. You get it out there and get it done. That's the main thing, ain't it?
Well, that's what we hope to do. Whenever I started this show in Scott County, almost 23 years ago, I was hoping that I made things for the better for the kids and the elderly, because there was so many of our kids, and there's still too many of our kids getting molested here, and there's more incest than you'd ever believe goes on, and that was my whole reason. But the more I got into it and seen more problems than we can shake a stick at, they say, how can you keep talking for 23 years? It's not hard.
There's always somebody out there in the government giving us something to talk about.
Okay, so what's it?
Well, I want to give a shout out from out there and tell everybody to pray for everybody, and everybody needs it. I mean, this world needs it, you know, and everybody needs to pull together and get along and get rid of all this drugs off the street and everything, and be a better person if you can, you know.
Right.
That's the main thing about life. Well, Ariel, I thank you for your time, buddy, and you have a good evening there. And I just want to tell you, my mom watches you. And I just want to say I love my mom. I'm lucky to have her at 81 years old.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love her. And I thank you for your time too, Ariel.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night, buddy.
Bye-bye. But anyway, when we go and get into these kind of things, I really don't believe that this controversy or whatever it is worth the damage that it could possibly cause.
It's not, Ariel, the damage it'll cause, because I promise you, let me go a little further and then I'll tie this all in, okay? After the meeting was over with, Ariel, I had no less than 5 people, no less than 5 of the people there, and it was probably almost close to 10, but I'm gonna say no less than 5, came up and told me that there's 3 women there, that all of the problems, last week they'd told me there's 2. This was the people that's actually at that meeting told me there's 3 women there, all of them on the board, that all the problems of that center, the senior center around these 3 women. They think it's their building, they think it's their business. They all of them tell me they try to run the whole thing and run it with a tight fist. And you're going to do what they want you to do, or you're not going to be part of it. It's that simple. That's what every single one of them that come up to me today.
Yeah.
I didn't go to them. They came up to me and said that these 3 women, and I'm not going to give their names. They told me their names. Okay. Said every problem in that centers around these 3 women.
Okay. What would you do if you take?
They say you can't get it all. You can't get them off the board.
Well,
that's the way they've set this board up so they can keep themselves on there.
Here's the thing about it: who does the most work and who keeps the thing running? But that's not what I'm trying to get at. What I'm saying is, And let me just try to, and the people that's listening, especially the lady that's saying that she wants to go ahead and file the lawsuit.
That's Miss Murphy.
Miss Murphy, that kind of a lawsuit you could get into, and somebody you could spend $20,000.
She is willing to do it.
And I don't know how much money she has or what kind of money she has.
I'm just telling you, she's willing to do it.
But it could cost you, it's unreal how much money it can cost you. And once you get there, would you be happy? And here's the thing. What I would suggest happen, instead of costing you a lot of money and anybody, go down there and take every member, and let every member on a secret ballot.
Or they won't do that. You didn't hear what I said, did you? When she walked in that door,
I heard that.
I watched that lady get up out of her chair and made a beeline over there and told her to get out.
That lady,
made a beeline. They won't give her that opportunity. And you know what it's all about? The one lady that was on my show a few weeks ago told me the next day, all it's about, she talked bad about us. She went down to Food City, she went down to Hardee's, and she talked bad about us, and we don't want them talking bad about us, so we kicked her out. Mr. Burkett, he wrote several letters to the newspaper talking bad about them. That's all it's about, because they talk bad about them. That's what the lady told me.
It's still not.
I'm willing to hold my hand up in court.
What I'm saying is, these three ladies or this. That you got a membership down there. They realize that they've got to have those.
Now, I'm glad you've said that 2 or 3 times. Okay, I'm going to read you, RL. I'm going to read you, and I'm going to show it to you sitting right here. I'm going to let you see this. Okay, let me find it. Okay, unless they change the charter, the bylaws don't change the charter. Okay, unless they've changed the charter. The original charter for that place, which I've got it right here, RL can see it, I've got it right here, okay? The original charter, RL, what's that say right there? This corporation will have no members. Somebody told me today, not only you have members, they make you fill out an application to be able to go there.
I understand that.
The charter that this place was, when it was originally created, says there shall be no members.
Well, I understand that.
The attorney has this, by the way.
Well, I understand that. And I know at our senior citizens, there's no members. But
there ain't gonna be no members in this one either when it's left.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is, let's just say there's 100 people that go there every week, or and maybe at least once a week.
Yeah.
Let's take that 100 members and let's all of them vote yay or nay, and whatever.
That would be wonderful. The board ain't going to allow that to happen, is what I'm telling you.
They must allow something to happen.
They're not going to allow it to happen.
Well, so
there's a control issue there, RL.
Wait a minute. The thing about it is, they get public money.
Mm-hmm.
They get public money, and the whoever is their boss or over, somebody's over them.
Butch Comar's over them.
And I'm talking about Mr. Comar. Somebody's his boss.
That would be the county mayor.
So,
he ain't got a backbone on him. He ain't got a backbone in him. Yellow streak up, as far as this issue is concerned, yellow streak up his back a mile wide. He ain't gonna touch it. Matter of fact, at the meeting today, he showed up an hour late, so he didn't have to face the meeting. He came an hour late.
Well,
yellow streak up his back a mile wide as far as this issue is concerned.
But here's the issue. The issue is you've got to solve the problem. There is a problem, and there's not a problem out there that can't be solved. You just got to have somebody that has the leadership to solve it. And the solving has to be, and what happens when you get into a position where there's no give and you can't compromise, then you close it down. you say, everybody go home. And that's exactly what I would do if I was the mayor.
I talked to some other folks
this
there.
is crazy.
There's a lot of people love that center. It's a lifeline for them. It is.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
that as well as I do.
That's right.
That center, there's some great things that go on at that center.
It's got.
There's some fantastic
give and
things
take.
that go with that center. But you've got these three ladies who have just
seem me like that there's one lady down and one man down there that's no giving them either. If somebody don't want me, then by Gary, I'm not going to be there. You're on the air.
Hey, RL,
Yeah.
you were invited to be there today, and you seem to have all this figured out. Why weren't you there, and why didn't you go and solve the problem?
I was at the doctor's office.
Well, I had health issues myself. I can relate to that.
In fact, I was at the doctor's office over here this morning at 7 o'clock, and I was at the doctor's office in Knoxville this afternoon at 1:30. Or I was actually
You go down there tomorrow, set your foot down, and solve that problem.
No, I'm saying.
Hey, RL, what is it that you don't understand? There's three women down there that don't want the problem solved.
What I'm saying.
I'm not going to let you or anyone else solve it.
And you're exactly right.
Well, no. There's somebody that's in charge other than them three women. Whoever that is.
I told you who that is.
Well, I'm saying.
RL, no, Jerry has told you, I have told you, those three women have gained control, and there's no men down there that will take it back from them.
There was only 4 people from the board that spoke today, and they was all women.
Today.
But what I'm saying to you.
Fire ran. He tucked his tail between his legs and ran. E.L. Morton coming there late.
But
they said Bobby Beard was shaking in his boots down there, wanting somebody to call the law.
Well, let me tell you something.
And nobody, and they didn't.
Let me just give me. I mean, I know Bobby. Almost all of Bobby's life. He's 66 years old. I'm 73, and we went to the same schools together. And
it don't matter.
Wait a minute. I'll tell you this. Bobby Beard is not afraid.
He has no backbone and no courage.
And I'd say if you get into a lawsuit with Bobby Beard, he's got more money than anybody in this county. I guarantee. I guarantee you. And if he wants to beat you, he will beat you.
And I can tell you this: I've talked to Bobby Beard. Bobby's told me he just wished this whole thing would go away.
That's what
Bobby's not interested in fighting nobody over this.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Bobby just wished this thing would go all the way.
And but you brought it up about Bobby. I mean, Bobby's
not going to get in the middle of this.
Bobby's not afraid, folks.
Yeah, he's not afraid, and he's not going to get in the middle of it.
He ain't afraid of nothing.
He was shaking in his boots down today, wanting somebody to call the law.
Well,
I don't know. I was at the meeting. I don't know about that.
He did. I'd say he didn't want to see nobody get hurt, but I'm just telling you, if one person in this county you don't want to pick a fight with is him.
Well, Miss Murphy's son was there, and he let it be known that they have mistreated his mother, and Bobby Beard.
Hold it a minute.
Suggested calling the law.
Hold it a minute. Hold it. I was at the meeting. When did all this happen?
It was at the end of the meeting.
It was maybe
during the meeting.
Did you attend the meeting?
It was out back.
Did you?
Okay, because it was not during the meeting. None of that happened during the meeting.
Well, they didn't allow a meeting.
Yes, they sure did. The first
to adjourn, they voted to adjourn, and it was over.
Wait,
hold it a minute. The first thing they did, okay. Now I'll give them credit for this. The first thing they did, the lady who's in charge, if anybody, non-board member sitting out there has anything you want to talk about, we're going to give you 3 minutes. She looked over at me and Mr. Slusher and Mr. Barcelona 2 or 3 times. I'm being honest. She looked at us 2 or 3 times. If you want to discuss any issues, you've got 3 minutes. I think she said it 3 times. Nobody got up to say anything. She said, okay, we're going to move on. She gave people plenty of opportunity. I'm going to give her credit for that. She gave people plenty of opportunity to get up and speak their mind.
Here it says it's called to order because I seen Mr. Slusher down.
Yeah. There's no question about it. She because I think she said that at least, I'm gonna think she said it 3 times, and she looked at me, because I was looking at her, she looked at me, Mr. Slusher, Mr. Barcelona. She gave plenty of opportunity if anybody wanted to get up and speak. I can't deny that, the lady, she did it.
It says comments, discussion on new topics or for.
The problem down there is a man with a yellow streak on that issue. That is the problem. You got no men that will rein in those 3 women and straighten that.
Well, now, the mayor only has charge over Butch Colmeyer.
And it's going to end up.
Now, Butch Colmar's one, it's in charge. Listen, I got another caller. You want to hold on, because I got a hard break right here.
Somebody said shut the place down, and that may be what'll happen.
That was R.L. said that.
I said that. I said, if you can't solve this simple problem, that's the worst thing that can happen.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, buddy. Let's get this, how we do this punching.
Yeah.
You're on the air.
I got to take a break. I got to pay the bills.
Oh, sorry. You there?
Yeah.
Hang on, caller. Hey, hang on. We got to take a break, and we'll get you. And just don't go away. I'm going to talk to you during the break.
All right.
We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
You know, I talked with a lot of people this week that had that Medicare plan that was going away, and I ended up talking to them a little bit, and I found out that they've got the QMB. You know, that's a pink cardboard card that pays your co-pays when you go to your doctor. That pink cardboard card will entitle you to get the extra benefits you hear me talk so much about. And I've run across several people this week that got into their wallet, and lo and behold, they pulled out one of those, and I said, aha, did you know with the pink QMB card in Campbell County, you can get your dental and your vision catalog and a catalog to help you with your over-the-counter products at no cost. And that dental coverage is comprehensive. It's not just your cleanings and checkups.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Welcome to RaisX. RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
A Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT. The Mule Pro FXT is engineered to smooth out the most rugged terrain. Over 8.5 inches of suspension travel make uneven surfaces feel a lot less jarring, while a tight 16-foot turning radius combined with electric power steering means easy and effortless cornering on a dime. Engine braking is tuned for a controlled feel when heading downhill, and high-output LED headlights light up the way. Round out this exceptional package with the maximum stopping power of front and rear disc brakes, and there's almost nothing the Mule Pro FXT can't handle. the 2015 Mule Pro FXT.
Are we on Honeybee? Well, okay, thank you, Honeybee.
Hold on.
I always ask her that. I always give Honeybee credit on the show. I always do.
Okay. Ron golf cart and indoor flea market. Now, he's not too heavy on selling golf carts right now because
it's a little cold.
It's a little bit cold, but he's still got them down there for you folks. And also,
they make great Christmas presents, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of things down there that, especially people that likes antiques, or if you got kids in school, whatever, and the UGG boots. You see so many kids wearing UGG boots.
Yeah.
And the North Face jackets and stuff. Well, he has them at just a fraction of the price that you pay somewhere else. So get down and check him out. It's behind Long John Silver's and True Value Home with Keith Klossfelder in Huntsville. Hey, folks, he's got a large selection, and some of those double wides over there are to kill for.
They're nice.
Oh, man. But anyway, get down. We got someone on the phone, and let's hook her up. Uh-oh. No. You're on the phone.
You're on the air.
Okay. As I said, I'm Shirley Miller, and I explained to you my husband's 85, and he has osteoporosis and beginning stages of dementia, and we're trying to keep him in our home. And we're not really asking for cash donations, but we are asking our heat pump. So we was told that the compressor went out on our heat pump, and we're running like straight electric. My Social Security check was like $287, I think, and it took all but $4 to pay half of the electric bill. I only have one stove by and no oven. So why electric bill would be that high? Question. And so we're asking, he's a veteran, and he's going to sign up on veterans and hope to get benefits, but it takes about 3 months.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something. As far as your veterans, has he ever signed up on veterans at all?
Years ago, but we had an autistic daughter at home at the time, and she's in a group home now.
Okay.
So I guess we're getting benefits on her and him at one time.
Okay.
But I didn't know he was he was very intelligent, so I never thought about him getting dementia, and he was getting some supplies, and then he decided that he didn't want to. I said, okay, you're your own boss.
Well, now, you need to call the Veterans Administration. I'm sure that they've changed things a lot in the last 8 or 10 years, and so.
Well, I have, but they said it'd take 3 months if approved.
Okay. Well, I bet you there's somebody out there that will help you. Maybe somebody will call in and that does have a work on heat pumps and whatever, and see.
Yeah, we're not asking for cash. And someone, I think, takes the bricks out of the side of our home, and I don't think there's any insulation under the floor, and we're needing some insulation and the bricks put back in there.
Yeah.
So like I say, we're just needing labor and I guess supplies instead of cash.
Okay, appreciate your call.
Well, let me give you my number.
Okay.
423-201-1010.
201-1010.
That's right. 423 area code.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're on the air.
Ariel, that lady that just called in,
Uh-huh.
tell her if she will go to the East Tennessee Human Resource Agency and fill out an application. You know, she said something about her electric bill.
Uh-huh.
And if she will go down to the East Tennessee Human Resource Agency and fill out an application, they may be able to help her.
Okay, where's that located?
Where's it located, Mom? Mom's trying to tell me here.
It's back behind the diner.
It's back behind the diner down there where the diner's at.
Oh, okay. Okay. I hope she heard that and she can go down there and, or you can call her at 201 1010.
2010?
201 1010. It's
010?
201 1010.
Okay, thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, now, just like that Hazel Valley and you, we were talking. Now, what some people are not understanding what I'm saying. There's a problem that we know we got, and the worst thing that can happen is to close down the senior citizens place. Or the best thing that can happen is they talk about this thing some way and come to some kind of a conclusion. Now, you can't have two heads, one on this side and one on this side, that won't move. And what you do, if you got that, whoever's in charge, you remove these people. You don't. They're not in the decision making.
You're living in a fantasy world.
No, I'm not.
Listen, we got to take this. You're on the air.
Well, I'm not no fantasy world. You're in the fantasy world. If there's anybody ever been in a fantasy world, it's you and Hazel Valley. You're on the air. Go ahead, you're on the air.
You there? Must have missed it. You know, it's just like we talked about, Ariel. You were the manager of the plant you were at. You had hiring and firing authority over the people that were under you.
And there's somebody.
That's not the case. It's just not the case.
There is somebody that is over them.
There's not. There's just not.
There has to be.
There's not. They have.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's. No, it's not it.
You're on the air.
Hey, I need a recap of the show up to this point. I've been flipped over on football thinking it's Sunday night or Thursday night or something besides a Monday night. So
you've missed some good stuff.
Going on up to this point here now. So just give me a quick recap.
Okay, we're talking.
I don't know if that's possible.
It's not possible to this point. I don't get other than and this guy's trying to tell me that there's no answer to a problem.
There is. It's a lawsuit. It's called a lawsuit.
No, it's not.
It's called a lawsuit.
No. That don't solve the problem. The problem.
I've had a problem for 28 years. There ain't no answer to it, trust me. I can't get rid of it. I've done tried. Run me off. I've been out in the dog house, any other kind of house. It don't happen.
But we're talking about solving a problem, and people think I'm in La La Land. But we got another phone call here.
Well, what's it about? Is it?
Well, hold on. Did you listen to this next call and you'll understand?
Senior citizen.
Okay.
Listen to this next caller. This next caller's got a lot of information about it.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Thank you.
You're on the air.
Hey, Ariel, this is Bob Salmon.
Yes, sir.
Hey, my understanding, I was there at the meeting today, and I hung around after Jerry left. There is no per se membership, but they do want you to sign in because that way they can get all the literature to you if there's an event and stuff like that. Nothing's wrong with that. People live in Campbell County can use their facilities. Okay, I got that. I was making sure that the corporation. What I saw was they were a corporation. Not 100% sure they were a 501c corporation.
They are. I checked on that this afternoon. They are.
And they are, okay.
Yeah, I got the documentation on it.
I told them that's where they had to be.
Yes.
Also discussed with them that they need to really settle this because, they were going to have to go to court and they need to settle this anyway.
It don't need to be in a court.
I agree with you. It don't need to be. You don't need.
And that's what I'm saying. If somebody take.
And they had talked to these people and talked, and the discussion and everything, and really, I guess everybody probably needs to sign a form of conduct, I guess, because you can't ask one person to do it unless everybody does. And they seem like they're working hard. I took a tour of the place. It's very clean. The voting, I understand, Jerry, the difference between me and you is they told me, and I asked them 3 or 4 times, they told me that the voting was the members had to sign it.
See, you use the word members there.
Well, I use members, okay.
You did. And that's all me and Ariel was talking about. He used the word members twice.
Anybody that can do this who's from Campbell County and 50 years old or older, okay?
Right.
And you go in, and of course you sign up as I'm going to call it a member for no other.
Well, right. And that's all we were discussing, Bob. Yeah. Ariel used the term twice, and that's all we were discussing.
It's in the agenda here. It says comments, discussions, or new topics from non-board members. They got 3.
And I assume that new people that's been there not been there like myself.
Right, it says, right, and you've got 3 minutes each to talk.
She gave plenty, she gave that, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But this is what I understand about the election now. This is how I understood it. I could be a little wrong, but this is how I understood it. People would go in over a period of 1 month and put their names, who they wanted to be on the board, and then the board just counted it. They did not vote on it. That's how I understood it.
And see,
that's not what the bylaws say.
I don't know. This is how this is what I was told today.
Well, I've got a copy of the bylaws, Bob, and I will have them with me Wednesday night, and I'll read that section on the air Wednesday night.
Okay, you can, but I'm just telling you what I was told.
Okay.
And it's like any other organization, you've got several people that does all the work, and then the other, and it rotates around, as they get older and older. But the people I talk to seem very sincere. All the people up there, and it's a shame this has come to this.
Right.
But all of them seem very, very sincere. They just need to get along.
They all want to be there. Every one of them I talk to want to be there.
Well, I mean, and as long as everybody conducts themselves civil, I mean, I don't see a problem. But I told them they're going to get a restraining order or something, and they're going to have to allow them back in, and they might as well get ready for this because it's a coming. And or the attorney wouldn't have been there today.
Well, Mr. Barcelona told Lurley with me and Mr. Slusher were standing right there when after the meeting was over with, Miss Murphy's daughter-in-law came in and said, "What's the deal? What's going on?"
I heard this. I heard what you said.
Okay.
I'm familiar with that. Mr. Morton came in after you left, and he was there during this discussion, and he's put it really in a hot seat right here. All of a sudden, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in his particular situation. I think Butch was appointed by the previous mayor. Is that correct?
He was.
Okay, and all of a sudden, he's one of his commissioners, and he's put in. He's been put. I feel like I wouldn't want to be put in that position.
Well, he tried to. The mayor at the last county commission meeting tried to take that authority off of himself and give it to the commission, and
they didn't want it either, did they?
Well, Joe Coker told him he couldn't do it.
Okay.
So he asked Joe Coker to check in and see how can we transfer this authority. He said, because I'm like you said, he's with a conflict of interest because Mr. Colmeyer is a county commissioner.
Well, I don't know if it's a conflict of interest.
Well, that was his words.
Well, I told him, I said, if I was a member of if I was going to the senior citizen using it, Mr. Colmeyer would be a pretty good asset to be on the commission. I mean, if you're trying to get money from the counties and other places, get money. I mean, it's not bad. You understand?
Right.
And the district and the voters of District 2 voted him in.
Voted him in.
He was knowing that he was over the senior citizens.
Right.
And so it's like voting in a school teacher, even though some people think it is a conflict for a school teacher to vote on anything pertaining to schools, the people of that district voted them in anyway.
Voted them in, right? You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and there's no laws against that. So,
as a matter of fact, there's a law that allows it.
yeah, and I'm afraid it might be, it's getting a little out of hand over a few, but the ladies talked to me, talked very responsible, very good, and I've talked to the other parties also, and I hope everything works out. I was just trying to help out because I'm a city councilman.
You know, if
I'm a sponsor down there, so I was just
one of the things that I don't want to do is get involved to where I have to set into a lawsuit or set into something like this. And my whole thing, but I'm a firm believer that there's not a problem out there, especially to me like this, it can't be solved.
If people are willing to sit down and do it. These people so far have not been willing to sit down.
That's crazy, Jerry. It don't matter if there's somebody in charge and you tell them to sit down and
who's Wario, you've been spouting that for 30 minutes. Who's in charge? That's what Mr. Kidd asked you. Who's in charge?
Evidently the mayor's in charge.
one of the members or one of the people who's attending the event, let's put it that way, gets out of hand. They have to call the police. Instead of just taking them out, a report needs to be made. That way they've got
absolutely
proof, okay?
You're right.
And I told them everything was handled a little bit immaturely, and they need to let bygones and try to do it again. I just suggested. I didn't tell them anything. We're just making chit chat when we was doing this. So hopefully everything is going to work out.
Unfortunately, the board meeting is not for 2 months.
Yes, I know. But they can call
a special meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just like anything else. So
that Bob, this you.
Again, the way I understood the voting, and I was thinking just like you, they nominate, the board votes. Well, that's not the American way. So, but they assured me that they just counted the people that they put on the ballot, and they're allowed to put 3 names on the ballot, and they take them up for it. And the reason you put your name on it is they make sure you don't vote twice, because it's done over a period of a month.
No, I don't have an issue with that. I think everybody should have to stand for their own vote.
Or we can get a old voting machine, and just have and you can, if you decide to run, you can hand out cards and electioneer and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm sure we could find them an old voting machine, one of the old ones, and it'd work very well.
And like I say, if this cooler heads just stop, say, okay, we've got a problem. Let's identify that problem. What is the problem? We don't know what the problem is yet. You keep saying it's this one and it's that one and it's this one and it's that one. And I'm not saying you, I'm talking
He's talking to me. He's talking to me.
You identify the problem. Then you go to work on it, and you sit down and you talk to each one of those individuals. Now, what do you...
And the thing is that they do, I was just listening to what they did in the previous 2 months and what they were planning on doing in December, January, February. I mean, they do a lot of things.
There's a lot of things they're doing. They
Yeah.
have some really good programs coming up. They have some really good programs.
Yeah, and they could even make them better.
Yeah.
All they have to do is ask. I mean, a lot of people can...
What was that one program, Bob, the micro...
I can't remember. They're doing diabetic screening. They're doing diabetic studies, for those people who have diabetics.
Some kind of micro health, I forget the name of it, and I didn't bring that sheet.
Well, they're seeing it congestive heart failure.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing how to identify strokes. They're doing a whole lot of type of things like that, bringing people in to teach these people CPR.
Right.
A whole lot of things.
Yeah, this one program was a 16-week program that just looked fabulous for what they're doing down there.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I don't remember that. I'm sorry.
And there was a sheet laying on the tables where we were sitting, and I read it. I wished I'd have brought it with me, but it didn't look like there was enough for everybody, so I left it for somebody that actually goes there. Because I don't go.
Okay.
I actually put my name down to get some information. So anyway, but that's the way I understand they voted. I may be wrong, but I sat there, I guess, for an hour after you guys left and talked to them. And and I didn't tell them or anything. I just told them that there'd be problems if we couldn't resolve this.
It needs to be resolved.
Yeah, no, the 100%. I'm with you 100%. It does.
Most of the people want the center. They want to be able to come down there, eat, fellowship, do their crafts, do their stuff, have their classes, enjoy themselves, have their people. This is what they want to do, and
well, Bob, even the ones that came up to me afterwards that said they have a problem with the way the center is run.
Yes.
Love the center, want to be there, no question about it. They just don't like the way it's been run.
So
love it. They said there's no question. They
well, there's got to be some give and take in everybody, not just one or two. And like
well, I mean, and it has to go back just like even though the president of the United States can't single out a sale in the United States of America and can't stop two idiots from going in and shooting people. They just can't do it.
Can't do it.
No matter what we do, we can't. That type of war, we can do better at, but we can't
prevent it.
Defend ourselves. And in this particular case, they just got to. Butch has got to take full control of this. He's in charge, and it's going to take him to mellow this out. So I believe we're going to should put it on Butch. He's getting paid for the job. He needs to get this taken care of before there are lawsuits.
Okay.
So that's how I feel. I don't know how you guys feel.
No, I'm with you, Bob. I'm with you. All I know is I sat there with the attorney, and he said there is going to be a lawsuit.
You told me that as you left, and then I told the ladies, and maybe you and I can talk to Butch and say, hey, listen, straighten this out. He's the only one. He's the one in charge. He's the main man, and that's the way it should be.
But basically, if he can't do that, then I'll say that he needs to resign and put somebody in there that can or will.
Bingo.
That can or will.
Bingo. It just went off, didn't it? Bingo.
No.
But I think the world of Butch. I think the world
I'm not taking it.
I just don't think
I'm saying it, but there's somebody out there that's supposed to do this. That's what I've been saying all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you can't get it done at this level, you get it done at the next level. And in fact about it, I think the lady that you've been talking about has went to different levels to try to get it resolved, but no one is willing to take on the problem.
Well, I don't know. Ariel, tell me not to come on your show anymore because I've been in the middle of this. But it is a county problem that all elected officials should get involved in to make sure it gets stronger, not weaker.
I agree with you 100%. Now, what did you say? Don't ask you to come on my show no more?
No, that's where we got this thing started. So I'm just teasing. I'm glad I went to the meeting. I understand more of it, even though I may be a little bit off on the voting. But this is what I understood, and I may be wrong, so I'm going to recheck that tomorrow.
Well, that information you gave me, and that right there, exactly what
Hey, Bob.
Information that I had already had, and that's the way I understand it too, Bob.
Hey, Bob, if you'll text me your email address,
okay,
I will take that bylaws to my office in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And from my office, I should be able to email you all of the documents of the bylaws. I don't think they're but 3 or 4 pages long, but if you'll text me your email address, I'll try to send that to you in the morning.
We need to. I mean, hey, discussion on RL show and on your show helps these situations. Okay, it doesn't harm it. And 90% of the people I talk to there just wanted all the problems to go away so they could enjoy their food.
100% of the people I talk to, well, let's take that back, 99.9. Well, even Miss Murphy wants to come back. She just really, and Mr. Burkett, they just want to come back and be able to enjoy the place.
There's got to be compromise.
So 100% of the people I've talked to enjoy going there, want to be able to go there, and want to be able to participate in what they've got.
Oh, hold on. Hey, Bob, I want you to hear this.
Okay.
I'm talking to Hazel Valley.
Yes.
I hope he's listening. For many years, I've been here for 13 years, and I've invited him to come on my show for 13 years. Right now is a good time because Jerry's got to leave.
I got to leave.
For him to come on down here and get his robe on. He can come in his robe if he wants to, and we will debate each other on any issue he wants to issue with.
Well, hey, I would stay up and watch it.
And I'd rush home to watch it, or get it on my phone or something. I would watch that. I wish I could stay, but I've got to go.
Again, I was just going to tell you what I understood them saying about the election, and I also talked to them, just told them what I felt they were going to do, the other parties were going to do, and it didn't need to come to that, and they could work something out, and maybe you can talk to Butch, Jerry, and I'll talk to Butch, and we can try to get this.
I'll be glad to talk to Butch. I mean, there's no question.
And keep this from going to court. So most.
Hey, if you guys can do this sometimes next Monday evening, I will try my best to be there.
I'll try to call Butch all week, he's available. He's around. He's a hard worker. I've never seen. He's not in the best of health, but every time I see him going, he's going.
Bob, a week and a half ago, when I talked to one of the ladies, and I'll make this quick because Laura's got to take a break. When I talked to one of the ladies, she said we would be willing to consider, as a board, to let her back in, and Bruce Burkett. Listen to this now, Bob. You talked about acting a little immature. She said if they will write a letter apologizing and admitting what they've done. Now, doesn't that sound like grade school immature?
I've heard some of this stuff, but at the same time, I also said, hey, you can't win in court.
Yeah, you can't. Nobody wins.
Nobody wins in court, and they're not going to win in court. So we need to make sure they are aware of that. And
I think the thing they should do is to me, this is me, and I told the lady I talked to this, allow her an opportunity to come back with some provisions.
Yeah, signed.
Absolutely. Put some provisions on that thing that she agrees to. Mr. Burkett, the same thing. Put some provisions on that thing that he agrees to. You've got the documentation. If they get out of line, document that. Then you're covered.
You got something like that. So. But anybody's 50, you're not there, Jerry. RL and I could go.
I can go, Bob. I appreciate that, but
You can go. Well,
I'm 54. I can go.
Well, you can go, and all you have to do, if you do, sign up so they can send you literature.
Well, hey, Bob, you want to go with me Thursday night and let's see how that music thing goes?
What music thing?
If I can.
They have a concert on Thursday night, so dance and all that.
Is that correct? Thursday and Saturdays both.
Thursday, I can't go Saturday, but I'd like to. I'm going to be home Thursday from work. Let's go Thursday night. Just sit in there and just
down there and see how it's going.
See how it's going.
I might go down there and sing Boney Maroney.
They won't let you sing. They won't let you yell. They won't let you yell.
Oh, I just can't.
If they sing Rocky Top and stuff like that, you can yeehaw it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I like to have fun.
One of the members told me that he yelled after a song. He said it was a great song. One of the members told me today that he yelled and said that lady, and he gave her name, came up to him as soon as he did that and said, "We don't allow yelling here." That's what he told me.
Oh, God.
I'm just going by what one of them told me.
Yeah, we'll.
But Bob, I'm willing to go down there and just see for ourselves.
Okay.
How it goes.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Give me that email address.
Okay, now
let's take that. Let's see what we got.
Oh, real quick, you're on the air.
Hey, Ariel.
Uh-huh.
I've got an idea to do with the needle junkies and the gays.
No.
I'll tell you later. Bye-bye.
Send them the war.
Okay. I'll take your calls in a minute. Got to take a break.
Thank you, folks.
You there,
Honey?
Yep.
Okay. I'm off.
QMB is designed for folks on a fixed income. It's a state program administered through the same department that administers the TennCare. And it's just a level above TennCare, and it really helps people out.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Welcome to RaisX. RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Pierce. I may not be Jake from State Farm, but I do wear khakis. I've been here with Linda Kilgore's office for 2 years. I enjoy helping people make a decision regarding their insurance based on their needs and wants. I'm fully licensed. I enjoy selling auto, home, and life insurance. So feel free to come in or call in any time, and I'll be glad to help you.
Now with a full line of independent rear suspension options, the all-new Foreman Rubicon and Rancher automatic DCT models are equally ready to work and have fun. Part of the growing ATV family from Honda.
You know, I talked with a lot of people this week that had that Medicare card that was going away, and I ended up talking to them a little bit, and I found out that they've got the QMB. You know, that's a pink cardboard card that pays your co-pays when you go to your doctor. That pink cardboard card will entitle you to get the extra benefits you hear me talk so much about. And I've run across several people this week that got into their wallet, and lo and behold, they pulled out one of those, and I said, aha, did you know with the pink QMB card in Campbell County, you can get your dental and your vision catalog and a catalog to help you with your over-the-counter products at no cost. And that dental coverage is comprehensive. It's not just your cleanings and checkups.
Hold on just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, True Value Homes bringing you tonight's show. That's Keith Klopfelder over in Huntsville. The number over there is 423-663-8633. And Riggs Drugs and, 12 years he's been here. But Ron's Golf Cart and a flea market. Go down there and check him out. I'm telling you, folks, he's got some great bargains. And go Christmas shopping. It's a good place to do so. You're on the air.
Yeah, RL, Jim Slusher.
Uh-huh.
I was at the meeting today, and I also was at another meeting back earlier in the year. I, like you, felt like that reasoned heads could come together.
They can.
Solve this problem, but this is the second meeting I've been to. I've also talked to numerous people. I'm sure you're familiar with a labor term that was used back when you negotiate with the union. You come to the table in the fairness that you hope to come to an equitable situation to all the parties. But you negotiate, or neither side can come together, and you declare a thing called impasse.
Right.
And I used to negotiate with the labor union for management. And when you go to impasse, that means you've done everything you can in good faith to bring about a solution, and it has not occurred. Therefore, you bring in a third party. In this case, it's going to be the courts. There is
does it have to be the court?
RL, there is a solution in law for this. That's a afforded to all citizens. It's in court. That is the solution. I'm going to read to you. You wanted to know what the problem is. I'm going to read to you the problem. You have sent complaints to the state of Tennessee. This is a letter that was written to her, Ethra, and to the county mayor's office concerning issues with the Campbell County Senior Citizen Center. This is unacceptable behavior. Telling a senior citizen, because she complains to someone, that she is using unacceptable behavior. Go stand in the corner, I guess. You have been told upon numerous occasions that if there are concerns with the center, you need to make an appointment with the director of the center to discuss your concerns. I've been assured that had been done. The Campbell County Senior Citizen Center is a unique organization. They claim they're special. They're a 501c3, supposedly. There's hundreds of thousands of those in the United States. There is nothing unique about a 501c3.
Now, who wrote that letter?
The letter was written by Clifford Kohlmeyer and Charlotte Cabrera.
Okay. Okay, now go ahead.
While we do receive some funding and contributions from other organizations, now listen to this, and it's written in bold type and it's underlined. We are a private organization.
Okay.
Private organization, and are independently operated.
Okay. But now there is somebody that
the state of Tennessee, the county of Campbell, and the city of La Follette have no, and it's in bold type, underlined, governing rights to this organization.
Okay.
And it goes on and mentions something about being loud.
Let me ask you that real quick.
Well, I guess she's 90 years old.
Is that true?
And she said, I guess they're going to throw me out too. You are an optimist, no doubt. I am too.
But wait a minute, let me ask you this.
I assure you, there is no solution to this case other than go to court, because our mayor, I went to the first meeting, he addressed this group. He, in my terminology, was essentially told, why are you here? You have no authority to be here to addressing us. Now, that's my interpretation of what they said.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this question. The question is, if they are a 501c, a 503(c), I think it said.
501c3.
C3, I had it backwards. But anyway, which that means they're exempt. That's tax exempt, folks.
Non-profit.
It's a non-profit organization.
Non-profit.
And it's just like the Boys and Girls Club of Scott County. Now, we were, in negotiations with the Boys and Girls Club of here in Campbell County. Now, the Boys and Girls Club is a 501c, 3c, whatever. But now we chose to let Campbell County come into the Boys and Girls Club. But the organization that allow them to be to come into that organization, there's somebody up there that's in charge of these 501(c)(3)s or whatever, C3s, or I know what you're saying, and I hope everybody out there knows what I'm saying. But there's somebody there that tells and can write those laws. Now, if these people said this is the law, we are abiding by the law. Now, I'm telling you, everything can be sent to a court. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But what I'm saying, there's a problem out there that needs to be resolved, and it can be resolved without going to court.
I'll tell you what to do to prove my point. I invite you to go up and talk to those people and see for yourself.
There's got to be some reason there.
Go up and talk to them and see for yourself. First of all, you will not be allowed to talk to Mr. Kohlmeyer by himself.
Now, wait a minute.
You will not be, and just see for yourself, what do we have to do to get Miss Murphy and the other gentleman back into this organization? And find out for yourself, and then come back and tell me you can reason with them.
I think you can. I think anybody can. You can reason with anybody if you. But the first thing you do, if people don't want to reason with me, is start cussing me, calling me an idiot, or calling me names and stuff like that. Now I won't deal with it until you say, wait a minute, okay, you calm down, I'll calm down, let's talk.
They met her at the door and told her, get out.
Well, I guess I would too if somebody had been campaigning to stop and destroy the center, and evidently
anybody's done that.
Huh?
I don't know of anyone that has done that.
Well, did Food Line or Food City or some other, did that person go to them and say, hey, what's going on down here is not,
all I know is
I don't want you to give them food and stuff anymore.
Well, now, I don't know whether that occurred or not, but I can guarantee you that if it did occur, it probably occurred after she was kicked out. But I don't know that occurred.
But all I'm saying is, reasonable heads, somewhere,
I know that
there's somebody in charge
of the organization and admitted to selling deer meat, and I called his hand on it, and he finally admitted it.
Well, I understand that. Now, this is, to me, that's not.
Somebody said that you said, well, they charged them for the other food on the plate.
Yeah, I said, wait,
the deer meat on it free.
Yeah, I said, no. What I said was, okay, that we're going to charge you $2 or whatever it is for that meal, and the vegetables and stuff, things here. But now there's some meat over here. If you want some, we'll let you have it. If you don't have to take it.
Well, I don't think that occurred.
I'm going to give that to you. I'm saying that's a way it could be handled. I was just being, saying there's ways around it, but again,
there's no way around selling deer meat. It's against the law.
Yeah, I understand.
You're either selling it or you're not selling.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a way around deer meat. If I can't sell it, just quit sending it. And the best way to handle that is to go down and sit down and talk to the people that's doing it and say,
well,
hey,
I invite you to go down and try it.
I go down there and I sit there and say, hey, listen, here's the law. If it was an issue with me.
I know you'll come back with a solution in hand.
Well, no, I really do believe that you can start, and I bet you $100 to a donut. It might take 2 or 3. Bob Fannin will be able to get this thing under control.
Bob Fannin never said a word today.
I know, but he will.
The meeting was over. I didn't say a word. No one said a word.
I know. That's what I heard. I heard it. See, I read this thing here after I seen you. I went and got the meeting agenda to see, and so I could talk about it a little bit tonight. And the discussion was, hey, anybody that wanted to talk could talk for 3 minutes.
And I can guarantee you that 90% or better of the people that were there today, except for the board of directors, were there in support of Mrs. Murphy.
Huh. Well, that's what I'm saying. You take this is what I've been trying.
The line has been drawn in the sand.
And that's what I'm saying. If someone down there or somebody that's in charge, and if 90% of the people down there is supporting Miss Murphy, then these people are being hard. They've got to stop. They've got to say, wait a minute, this is what our members
I would
want.
do that. You would do that, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah, I would do that.
Well, go down and
and they would have to at least listen, because there's other ways than bringing in a court. I'm telling you.
You come back with an acceptable agreement to parties, and I will buy you the fanciest steak dinner at Ruth Chris that you've ever had in your life.
Okay. I in fact about it, if I can next week, I don't want to get involved and don't want to go to court on this thing, but I guarantee you that if I had a week to sit down and just work on this thing, that I'd have these people sitting down and at least talking to each other. We'd find out who who is?
You go ahead and do that, and I will do what I said I would do.
No, I don't want no. I don't need a Ruth Chris steak.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh, I was down in Puerto Rico, and I had a Ruth Chris steak, and I just soon to have a Razak. I would, in fact, I'd rather have a Razak steak because I'd pay $20 for it, and Ruth Chris I'd be paying $100 for it.
Well, I'm just going to pay you for your time of going down and getting this agreement.
Oh, I appreciate you calling. We'll talk about it later.
God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And thank you for what you do.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You're on the air.
Hey, big guy.
Yeah.
You know, they will do you exactly the way they did Miss Murphy today.
Throw me out.
They did not let her speak. So, I mean, they showed her the door before the meeting started. So, Ariel, if you go down there, good luck.
Well, hey, why don't you come on over here?
What?
Come on down.
Well, I was going to, but I couldn't find my KKK hood.
Well, we'll draw you one.
My hood. I was going to wear my KKK hood so nobody could see, would recognize me on the street or anything. And then I looked for a paper bag. Remember the New Orleans Saints, the unknown fans?
Uh-huh.
When they used to wear those paper bags over their heads so nobody could say they were at the game. You remember when New Orleans football was that bad?
Yes, I do.
And they had what they call the unknown fans. And I looked for a paper bag to wear, and I couldn't find one.
Well, there's a towel right here on the table. I'll let you put it over your head. And there's already a hole cut through for a mouth.
Hey, I did find my bathrobe, though. I do have that.
Okay.
Anyway, you got a great show. You don't need me. I just messed it up. You got great people, great callers, great guests. And I just appreciate you even take my call occasionally. But I admire what you guys do. It takes a lot of courage to get in front of the people the way you do, and to confront these issues, and to allow so many people to discuss the issue. You're doing a great job.
Well, I will tell you what I used to do.
Well, let me get off there so other people.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, catch you later.
What I used to do, I'd come on and I'd say, folks, I got a controversial issue, and I'm going to play both sides of that issue. I'm going to talk about everything. And one of the things I think it can come out of this meeting, this show here tonight, I think that the people realize that there's two sides to this story. And I don't think that trying to show each other up is the answer. Because I actually got a call, and on one of my shows here about 3 weeks ago, this lady said that she wouldn't even move in this county because of Miss Murphy. Now, see, there's some animosity there that has to be, you have to find the root cause of any problem. Then you start eliminating that root cause. Now, what would cause this woman to call me here and say, I wouldn't even live in the same city. I wouldn't move down here because I couldn't live next to her, or this and that. See, there's more to this than just what we're talking about. And again, why did deer meat come into this? It shouldn't have even been an issue to discuss. It should have been, hey, if I've got a problem with it, and you're selling that deer meat, I go down there and I talk to Mr. Colmeyer and I say, hey, this person has come to me and complained. Maybe there's some of these other people will not come and address this with you. Now, I'm telling you, you got to stop using it, and it should have never been a public issue. It should have never been a public issue. And why is that? Because we got elderly people out there that needs those meals. And all that Mr. Colmeyer would have to say is, okay, we're not going to charge for those meals anymore. But who pays for those meals? You and I pay for those meals. And if we have a problem with it, I would have probably went and talked to the people that gave them the meat and say, hey, they're selling that meat. Do you have a problem with it? Because I think feeding these elderly people or these handicapped people that don't know where their next meal is coming from is too important to make this an issue that, and if the people that's sitting down there on the committee can't give and see that this is an issue, a problem, then there's some of them that need to resign. And so, and Miss Murphy, which only reason I know Miss Murphy because her name has been thrown around so much. I didn't know Miss Murphy, don't know her, had never seen her, never met her. But I'll tell you this, if there's people don't want me around, there ain't but one person that can that's tried to run me off and not been successful, and that's my wife. I'm not going anywhere. It's too late. But anyway, folks, you have to identify the problem. Now, too many of us don't have any idea what that problem is down there. There's not just a one side. And I don't believe that there's anybody down there or on either side that's not, just can't be, listen to some reasons and find out why. There's nothing can be that bad unless it's a personal issue. And if you've got a personal issue, get out of the way. I'm telling you, the senior citizen is too important to be screwing with for personal issues and for me to sit here and make it a personal issue with me, to try to do something to hurt it. I have no business doing that for any reason. Not publicly. I'd go down and I'd handle it internally. And that's the way you solve problems. You're on the air.
Yes, the thing with the center, there's a lot of our elderly people that are shut in, and they really need those meals, and they look forward to them, and they work hard over there to help everybody. They try to help them, and I know a lot of the ladies get together over there and make quilts and different things, and I don't know why that the problem is there, but I think that this lady, if she don't want to be there, she just needs to go away. But the thing of it is, but I do know one thing. It is a good place, and it is a good place for people to go to be together. And we don't have a lot of that for the elderly people here.
Right.
And as far as you're going over and singing, I know for a fact that you would be very welcome, and you can sing your song, and nobody would say nothing about you, Holly. And I'm sure they would.
Well,
they would enjoy hearing you. In
fact, about it, I've been down there a couple of times when Don Fields and Eddie Cantrell and God, I can't think the other guy's name. I've been down there and sang, and I see what it is and loved it. Appreciate your call.
All right,
thank you. You're on the air.
I would object to your singing.
You'd object to it?
First thing is, hey, I got the bylaws in my hand. You want me to read it to you?
No.
Huh?
No.
It's not the whole thing, just what matters here.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Article 2 says, the object of this organization shall be, and this is about members, and then we'll get to the voting thing. The object of this organization shall be to maintain a senior citizen center that will be a service center for those ages 50 and older, 50 or older, where the citizens of Campbell County, Tennessee, as well as active members of the surrounding county. So they call them members, okay? Even though the charter says there shall be no members, okay? Now, let me read you the voting part on the membership of the board of directors. The governing body of the corporation shall be a board of directors consisting of not less than 10 nor more than 16 persons of adult age 50 or older and who are residents of Campbell County, Tennessee, or active members from surrounding counties. A number shall be designated, okay? So this just talks about that. Now here we get to the nominations. Can you hear me?
I hear you well.
Okay. Nominations will be accepted from general membership. The procedure for nominations will be as follows. Each nomination must be signed and dated by the nominating member. Those that do not have signatures will not be accepted. Each nomination will be placed into an envelope and sealed. The envelope will then be addressed to the director of the center. At the time of the election, the director will open each envelope. He or she will review the nomination for completeness. Name of person being nominated, signature of nominator. After the nomination has been verified for completeness, the nomination will be read out loud and the secretary will enter the names on the roll for voting. The nomination will then be passed to each board member for their review. Once the board member has reviewed the nomination for completeness, he or she will then sign the back of the nomination and pass it to the next member. After all nominations have been received, the secretary will read off all the names of the nominees. Okay. Election of board members. Members of the board shall be elected by a majority vote of the entire board then in office.
Understand that.
Not the members, the board votes. The members are allowed to make nominations.
Right.
But the board,
But see, and it was at one time here, it was, they were just picked whoever they want. They don't do that. They don't, it's someone out of your audience or your members that actually puts that person's name in the nomination, and then they take those whoever and say, if John Doe, I wanted John Doe, and somebody else wanted John Doe, and somebody else wanted John Doe, they would be put in this hat or whatever, and they're counted, and they go down, and then they're put in for the board to accept, because I'd say that that's done in a lot of places, so I don't see anything that's outlandish about that.
well, we were just talking about the board is the one that votes the board members in.
Understand? Well, they don't actually vote the members in. The committee, I mean, the members actually put into nomination, and then they can, then yes, the board members does say, okay, this person got the most votes, because you might have had 200 put into nomination. It wouldn't just
making up something. That's not what it says.
But it doesn't say any otherwise either. They could be 10. I could only nominate one person, and I have to sign that, and I put it in that hat. But you could turn around and nominate that same person also, and that's one vote, and you sign it, because you can't double sign it. So basically, whoever gets the most votes from the member most likely is elected. But anyway, I've said that is the way it definitely could be. It's done that way in a lot of things.
Well, that's nice that you think that's the way it happens, but that's not what the bylaws say happens.
Well, appreciate your call, buddy.
Oh, hey, hold on one more. I got to tell you that. Let me read you this section on the director. Okay.
I
want to hear this. This is Article 3, Section 1. The director of the Campbell County Senior Citizen Center is appointed by the Campbell County Mayor. His term of employment is determined by the office of the mayor and is not controlled by the membership of the center or the board of directors. The center's director will attend all board meetings and provide necessary input, but has no voting privileges. So he's got no say whatsoever.
Well, that's the way it is. The mayor, he has no say unless it's a tie vote. Appreciate it, buddy.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Thank you. You're on the air. You're on the air. Well, I'm sorry I missed you. Give me a call back. We'll put you on the air. But no matter which way, something needs to be done. This don't need to go to court. And I'll bet you that Bob will be able to get these people to sit down and talk to each other. Because I don't think either one of them really wants to shut the center down. It's not that the mayor has to come down here. What you do is, if you have so much controversy going on, how many people wants to be putting up with that crowd? How many people really wants to be down there right now? I'm talking about they're going to go because they want to be there, but how many of them want to put up with the crowd? And eventually they'll get tired of it and they'll quit. You'll have, well, it's just like how many of you, I know I've been around bars all my life. I quit going in 1986, whenever I quit singing in the bars, in 1986. And I bet you there's a bunch of you out there that's been in those bars where I was at. But I guarantee you, if you had a fight every night, pretty soon you're going to have two people in there. The two people that wants to fight. And the rest of them is gone. Now that's what, you'll shut your own self down. And there's got to be reasonable people. Unless you kill one of my family members, I can sit down and talk to you about anything and try to work out a problem. And people can't work out a problem, they have no business to be in any kind of authority. I guarantee you, every boss that's ever been successful, they don't get there by firing people. They get there by coaching people. Getting them to do what you want done. It might not always be that person's in charge their way, because somebody else might have a better idea of how to get it done.
Having a break?
I did.
Oh.
Let's take a break. I get so excited I miss my break. And I miss Mr. Henson. Where you at tonight?
You ready, Oriel?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You know, I talked with a lot of people this week that had that Medicare plan that was going away, and I ended up talking to them a little bit, and I found out that they've got the QMB. You know, that's a pink cardboard card that pays your co-pays when you go to your doctor. That pink cardboard card will entitle you to get the extra benefits you hear me talk so much about. And I've run across several people this week that got into their wallet, and lo and behold, they pulled out one of those, and I said, aha, did you know with the pink QMB card in Campbell County, you can get your dental and your vision catalog and a catalog to help you with your over-the-counter products at no cost. And that dental coverage is comprehensive. It's not just your cleanings and checkups.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Welcome to RaisX. RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
Okay, folks. True Value Homes, Keith Clothfelder. Like I said, it made it so easy for you, especially if you've got property. And there's a lot of you out there that has property. You're doing nothing but paying taxes on it. One of those kids, or maybe you can put one on there for a renter or something. It's instead of not using it. And you can do it over in Huntsville at True Value Homes with Keith Clothfelder, 663-8633. Also, Ron's Indoor Flea Market behind Long John Silver's. He's got those purses that you women love so much, and Christmas is just around the corner. He ordered a bunch of those. And he's got the boots, the Ugg boots. He's got North Face jackets. He's got the rain jackets. He's got all kinds of antiques. It's just, and folks, he cleans them up. He puts a price on them. You know what you're looking for when you go in there. That's Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market. Now, I want to just go on one more thing with this thing about the senior citizens. Please work it out. But now Bob Fannin was absolutely right whenever he says the board did not pick, because what it basically says, and Jerry just confirmed it, but I don't think that he was reading it that way. It says each member will nominate, and they have a right to nominate, and they have to put their name on that nomination. So that way they're not voting 8 or 9 times. So if you've got, let's say, 20 members, and you have 20 people that put someone's name in nomination, and 10 of those or 11 of those people puts that same person into nomination, that person that gets 11 votes and it's counted by the board, they will appoint that person as a board member. That's done in so many things. It's that way. And so I think that that's just a misunderstanding that somebody made, but that's the way it is. And I think Jerry's misunderstood it, but that's the way so many of your if you get new board members, they've got to be approved by the board. And if they're not approved, then they need to give reasonable cause why they're not approved by the board. But if the membership, and they do call themselves a member have a membership down there, they do call that, and if they get the most votes, then they're going to appoint that person unless they have a reasonable cause, and they need to convince the other members that, hey, we don't need to do this. You're on the air.
Hey, let me give you a little 1, 2, 3 history.
Okay.
And this might have been the real cause or beginning of this situation. The board did not want the members to vote. The members were going to elect a new board.
Uh-huh.
And they did not want the members to vote. Well, one of the members, who everybody's accusing of causing all this trouble, went to William Beard and said, look, the charter says the members can vote. William Beard ordered Colemeyer to let all the members vote. Well, they were allowed to vote, then their ballots were thrown out.
Well, now that's another
All
story.
the members' ballots out over a trumped-up charge that they never gave them instructions on to begin with.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay? They did not tell them how to do their ballot, that they had to sign it. They weren't told they had to sign their ballot. And over all the years, and the charter didn't say they had to sign it or anything, their ballots were thrown out. Okay, they did not want the members to vote. William Beard told them they had to let the members vote. The members voted, and they threw all the ballots out because over this trumped-up signature thing.
Okay.
Then they ran down and got their charter changed to where the members could no longer vote. They could still nominate, but only the board members could vote for themselves.
Okay.
And that caused one member to stand up and speak out. Now, for 20 years, she's been hollering at dances, and it didn't bother nobody until she spoke up against the takeover of the senior center by this small clique led by these three women.
Okay.
Now, so it came down to a battle between her and these three women. And their solution was to violate her civil rights and throw her out, even though she had never broken a single law under Tennessee Code Annotated, and there were no rules or regulations in the bylaws saying you could not raise your voice or have a good time at a dance, okay? Now, you've sung at dances your whole life, and a lot of times when people have a good time. I remember Willie Nelson down at Tennessee Theater. People were dancing on the backs of the seats in the Tennessee Theater. My God. But nobody got thrown out for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and those are really nice seats in the Tennessee Theater.
Yeah. Well, you know, the argument back and forth and all we've done.
This became a war, and these three women began to trump up charges against this one member, which resulted in her being thrown out.
Yeah, okay. But what we've
Not by
done,
the entire membership, but by a small select.
what we've done in this argument,
by these three
there's
women.
been so many things that's been made clearer than what it was when we started this show tonight even.
Now, I want to bet you a Razak steak dinner that Bob Bannon will not be able to resolve this. It will be resolved in one way only, and that's for a judge, an unbiased judge to rule on this case.
I don't agree with you, but that might be the issue. But
You buy me a steak,
but I don't have any problem.
court. If it ends up in court, you buy me a steak.
Okay.
Bob Bannon can keep it out of court, then I'll buy you a steak, and I'll vote for him for city mayor when he runs.
Okay. See ya.
Okay, bye-bye.
You're on the air.
Yes, sir. It sounds like those three women has retaliated against Miss Murphy. And if that be the case, and if everything just went down the way this gentleman just got through explaining it, it very well may take a court of law to solve it, because they imposed on her her rights. You know, so it very well may take a court of law to solve it.
It may, but I'm saying it doesn't have to take it, but it may have to take it, because maybe we do have two unmovable objects. But the thing about it, I guarantee you, it won't be because of the Senior Citizens Center. It'll be because it's become a personal issue.
Right, with those three women, yeah, it becomes a civil matter. Now, if someone infringed upon your constitutional rights, you would want to take care of it in court, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily. No, I think we're all better off by trying to work out issues before we go to court. Now, I've been in court myself a couple of times, and I didn't. My wife had a car wreck, and the people sued for $675,000. But that was settled without having to go to court.
That's great.
You don't have to go to court. You have to come to a reasonable issues, and you know, sometimes you got to admit I've done wrong or I did something, and you move on and you do whatever's right.
It would be nice to be resolved without court if they could all just sit down and, meet in the middle and get along. That's what you've been trying to say through the whole show.
That's what they've got to do if it's going to work, because if you go and get the law involved and the courts and stuff, then every time something turns around, you don't know what to do or what not to do, and you're not going to have the same thing that you got. And they've got a great senior citizens down there, but like I said, if there are people that absolutely know how to find the root cause of what all this is about, if it's a personal issue, they need to get away from that. Let's operate the senior citizen, and let's just say if I've got 50 members down there, and 40 of those members says, okay, we support our board the way they are. We support them. And these other 10 say, well, we are not going to take it anymore. The thing about it is, these people have got to find common ground. Even if they won the court battle, what have you won? You've not won friends. You've divided a place, and even the Bible says, a house divided cannot stand.
Exactly. Yeah, and they shouldn't have let these three women dictate and ruin the family, the senior citizens.
All of them got to find.
Dictate everything.
They've got to find common cause to keep it going, and even like I said, if you went into court and you won a court battle, what would you achieve?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. The only thing that would be achieved with Miss Murphy would be entitled to some compensation for them infringing upon her civil rights.
And you also put some pretty good money into a few lawyers.
Oh yeah, they don't come cheap.
And they don't, and so they don't care which side they're on. If this one,
all about the money, buddy.
They're going to find one. They're going to take one side or the other side. I guarantee you that lawyer and any other lawyer. Let's just say that Miss Murphy hired this lawyer. If the senior citizen had went to him first and hired him, he would have represented them.
Yeah.
That's what.
One other thing, I was going to ask you one other thing. This is off the subject. But what do you think about our great president taking up for the Muslims last night?
Well, I understand some other thing. I think that whenever you, especially a president, you can't take sides in a religious battle. You can't do it. It's impossible, because how can we alienate? You know that there's over a billion Muslims in the world. Do you know that there's close to that in the Catholic Church? We alienate those now, and we go out here and we're saying all of them are radical Muslim, Islamics. Well, maybe 300 million of them are, but there's 700 million that's not, and they are on their side. So why should we try to make everybody in the world mad at us? Because we got, and I'm telling you, I think Ted Cruz and Huckabee, they're trying to start a religious war.
It seems like it, yeah. Not all of them is bad, but we do have to take care of this hyper situation.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
They're nothing but the pure devil. They make Hitler look like he was a school choir boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, But
they're dangerous, evil, pure out of the gates of hell.
But let me ask you this. What's the difference in what the man done at the Planned Parenthood just a week ago, or 2 weeks ago now, that killed those 3 people because one of those candidates said that at America or Planned Parenthood was selling body parts? And what's the difference of him as and it is a religious fanatic? There's no difference in him and those 2 people that went and killed the 14. As far as I'm concerned, they're all nuts.
Yeah, you're right. They're all nuts, and they're full of evil and Satan. And and the Bible speaks in the last days that things like this will come to pass. All these things will happen.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, read 2 Timothy chapter 3. That tells you everything up there, brother.
No, appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're on the air.
I used to work for our seniors, and they used to have 102 people, and now they've got about 20 people on Thursday night. Now, if they don't do something, they're going to close the door.
That's exactly right. I'm not saying that at the mayor or anybody else, the people itself, will close it down because they're not going to go there and listen to all that crap.
No, people don't want to get involved in it. They're not going to go. You're right.
And so that's, and the only way that you're going to solve it is get reasonable people to sit down and talk. Going to court is not going to solve it. It'll just divide it more. And that's.
Go up there and get it straightened out. Just go right on.
Appreciate your call.
All right.
Thank you. No, I'm not disagreeing with any of the issues that's been placed out there, and that I'm not saying you're just 100% dead wrong. I'm just saying I think there's another way, and I'm saying if running to the court is not the answer, is what I'm saying. And it might be the only way it's going to, but it's still, what have you achieved? You've not achieved anything. You've just divided the house even more. You got to get people with reasonable minds to get involved in it. You can't just lock nothing out. There's always something to talk about. You're on the air. This is my last call tonight.
Well, I'll tell you how that problem down there can be solved. E.L. Morton needs to go in down there, and he needs to get everybody that is in that little circle, the ones that want to hire the attorney, and the ones that wants to be the boss at the or the senior senator, or whatever. He needs to sit them all down and tell them, say, this is what you're going to do. You're going to get along. I'm putting you on probation, right on down the line, not just one side, both sides. And say, now when I come back and this is not straightened up, the one that is causing the problem is going out the door. The mayor can do this if he will get the backbone and get down there and get it done.
Appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Thank you. So folks, remember my sponsors. That's True Value Homes. And you can give and keep call him and tell him, hey, you heard me talk about him on the show. And folks, he's a good businessman. He knows what he's doing, and he's been in this business a long time. And right now, there's a deal that you can't afford to miss. And also, Ron's Golf Carts and Indoor Flea Market. That's a La Follette Indoor Flea Market. Hey, folks, now we're going to have some beautiful days for the rest of this week. In fact, that's going to get up in the mid-60s. You can get out and check out everything and enjoy yourself. But go by Ron's and just spend a little time, and I'll guarantee you that you'll be surprised at a flea market that's how clean and how everything is priced. You'll be fooled. So anyway, folks, I hope that you all that's tuned in tonight understands what we're talking about. And like I say, I can be wrong on everything I say. But I still think, I believe with all my heart that a lawsuit is not the answer. Like I said, you just divide the house. It's not the answer. And I think Bob Fannin will be able to get some breakthrough on this. If Bob takes his notion to work on it, he will get some breakthrough on it. You can bet on it. Good night, everybody. If I don't get to see you next week, I hope I'll be here, but you don't have to be. Most of the time, I've got to be here. So, see you next week.